Hey guys, it's Lexie. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lexie. Welcome to the xxoo. For today's video, I'm going to be reflecting on 2020 and my year. So yeah, this year, everyone knows,
2020
was a rough year. Personally, I feel like I had a pretty good year as far as like personal things go for me, but we'll get into that. So let's just get started. We're actually going to start in December of 2019. I haven't told the story much, but in December of 2019, I guess like probably Thanksgiving break, my mom and I downloaded TikTok and we would, I don't know, send each other funny videos or whatever. But eventually I started to make videos that I knew were like inside jokes between my mom and I, or something about it I knew would be funny to her. But in order to save the videos, I had to post them. So I would post the TikToks on private and then send it to my mom. So fast forward to December of 2019, I made a video because it was kind of an inside joke with my mom. So I posted it on private, or so I thought, and sent it to my mom. About a week later, I went back onto TikTok and noticed I had all these notifications, and so I clicked on the notifications and it was like so-and-so followed you and then so-and-so liked your video, and my heart like sunk to my stomach because I was like,
oh my gosh, some of those videos I made were embarrassing. Did I accidentally post one? Did they just did TikTok change it so they were public?
what happened. I guess I accidentally posted the video that I meant to send to my mom on public and not on private, and people liked it. I remember seeing it and I was like,
oh my gosh, mom, this video has like 18,000 views.
Like, that's crazy or whatever. And she's like,
you should post another one.
And I was like, we'll see, whatever. So then I went back on to the app like a few hours later and it had like 80,000 views or something. And I was like, holy shit, like that's crazy. And I think at that point I had like 2,000 followers and I had one video. I just barely got on the app. But long story short, that video got to I think like 700,000 views in the first like few days. And then that's kind of how I started TikTok. So I'm a college student. I'm actually a junior in college. And for the first 2 years of my college career, I studied chemistry. I was going to be a chemistry major and I wanted to go to med school and be a doctor and do all that stuff. And so I'd taken all the science classes. I was getting all my med school prerequisites done. I was super set on going to med school and becoming a doctor. I loved chemistry, and in January of 2020, I decided that I didn't want to do it anymore and that I didn't want to be a doctor and that I wanted to chase after what I wanted to do and chase after my dreams. Although I've always wanted to be a doctor and I've always dreamt of being a doctor and going into medical field and studying science and stuff, in January I found out that that's not what I was made to do, I guess. So actually 2 days before the semester started, I switched my major completely and registered for a bunch of business classes, not knowing if I would get into the classes because it was so late. But I decided it was time to do what I wanted to do and not what everyone else expected me to do. Okay, in February of 2020, not much happened. My mom's birthday's in February, so we probably celebrated her birthday. And at the end of February, I'm pretty sure that my family and I had COVID because we were all so sick. And when we're sick, my mom usually makes like comfort food, and one of my favorite things that she makes is stroganoff pasta. And so she made that for me because I was sick and that's what I wanted or whatever. We both remember her saying like, how's the food? Do you like it or whatever? And I vividly remember being like, I don't know, I'm sure it's good, but I cannot taste anything. Yeah, like with every flu or cold or whatever, you lose your sense of smell and taste like to some degree. But I remember like I like really could not taste
anything at all.
And I remember feeling so sick for like 3 days. And my mom was traveling to LA like multiple times a week in February, so that very well could have been that. In March of 2020, the beginning of March, I remember like my teacher saying, oh, like we might be going online because of this new virus or whatever. So like everyone kind of prepare for that if that happens. And I remember being like,
we're going online because of a sickness. Like kids are sick all the time at school.
This is stupid. And then sure enough, in March, classes went online and schools shut down, and pretty much the United States was officially in a pandemic. And I'm pretty sure that's when the president announced like national state of emergency or something. Everything shut down, and people kind of all over the place knew about this pandemic, and that was really the start of when, or at least where I live, that was the start of
the virus.
Towards the end of March, Utah had an earthquake. I think it was a 5.7 magnitude. It was like really early morning. I want to say it was like 7 o'clock in the morning or something, and I was sleeping.
And I'm a heavy sleeper.
Like, I have set like 8 alarm clocks because I will not wake up to an alarm. You could play a bunch of music, whatever, and I probably wouldn't wake up. Like, I sleep through everything. And I remember waking up and thinking my mom was like doing laundry or something in the dryer, and it was like shaking the house. And I remember waking up and being like, wow, there's like shoes or something in our dryer because the house is shaking. And then it just like kept going, and it was like all of a sudden I was like,
I live in the basement. Like, the dryer wouldn't shake the basement.
and the dryer's down here, so I don't think that's it. I googled, did Utah just have an earthquake? Like, as the moment happened, so there was nothing on the internet yet, and I was like,
Like, oh, no, we didn't have an earthquake.
so I just went back to sleep. And then my mom came down and she's like, did you feel that? And I was like, what? And she's like,
Did you feel that earthquake?
and I was like,
Oh my god, we did have an earthquake?
yeah, I felt that. And I was just shocked because I never wake up to anything, so that was kind of crazy to wake up to an earthquake. And then there was just a bunch of aftershocks all throughout the rest of March and April, I feel like. In April of 2020, like the first couple of days of April, I got laid off from my job because of COVID, and me, my mom, and my brother had to go down to southern Utah because my grandpa passed away. He had been sick for a while. Earlier in 2019, he fell and hit his head, and he had subdermal hematoma, which just pretty much means like bleeding in his brain. Slowly but surely, we think that's what happened. That's what caused him to pass, but there's just no way to know for sure. We were able to see him in November of 2019 for Thanksgiving, but then since he was like 6 hours away from us, we weren't able to see him very often, so that kind of made it hard. And then when the pandemic happened, we couldn't go see him because the rehab facility wouldn't let us in. So it sucks knowing. I didn't think I was gonna cry. I don't cry. I don't cry very often. It sucks knowing that he died alone, and he was kind of confused why he was there, and he would always call us and ask us why we couldn't come see him. He didn't understand like the whole pandemic thing, so he was just confused why no one would let us come see him. It just sucks because he didn't understand like we couldn't come see him. I just hope that he didn't think that we were just ignoring him or had abandoned him, but so yeah, April was pretty rough with losing my grandpa. But as we were down there, I learned how to play poker, and playing poker is now like one of my favorite things to do on my phone. So that was a positive of April. May 2020. I hit 1,000 followers on TikTok, which was pretty cool. I wasn't posting videos to please people. I was posting videos that I wanted to post, and those were videos that other people liked to see and enjoyed watching. So that was like very rewarding because I wasn't posting things that I knew people wanted to see. I was posting things that I wanted to see. So that was kind of nice to be reassured that people liked what I was posting. Summer semester also started. In May, things started to reopen a little bit. I mean, you still had to wear masks and social distance and stuff, but like going out to dinner was a thing, and places like that started to open, so it kind of felt a little bit more normal. In June 2020, I decided it was a good idea to get highlights again, and let's just say it was not the best idea. You know, sometimes we make mistakes and bad decisions, and that's one of mine. In June, I also started to focus on my Instagram and creating content again that I wanted to create. In July, I don't think anything really happened. I started my YouTube channel, so that was fun, and that was a big step because I was really nervous about starting my YouTube channel. I don't know why, because who gives a shit and why does it matter? It makes me mad that I was nervous because I literally don't give a shit. But yeah. August, fall semester started again. All of my classes were online, so I didn't have any in-person classes, which wasn't terrible. I kind of like online classes, but I also remodeled my room. I made a TikTok of like the before and after, so I will insert that here. September, I turned 21. It was a weird birthday because growing up, you always expect your 21st birthday to be in Vegas or some crazy place. My birthday, we were actually going to New York for my birthday before COVID happened, but unfortunately that got canceled. So we just decided to stay home for my birthday and just have a small little get together. But then my brother and my best friend both got COVID. So then it was just an even smaller get together for my birthday. So yeah, it wasn't the most ideal 21st birthday party, and it wasn't what I was expecting, but somehow it kind of worked out, and it was better than I could have ever even imagined. I'm very thankful for that and the people that were there and supporting me during that time. I also hit 200,000 followers on TikTok, which was another pretty big step for me and accomplishment and milestone. I was very proud of myself for just sticking with something like that and just not being afraid to put myself out there and post the videos that I wanted to post. In September, Utah also had freaking hurricane in Utah. We didn't have the water. We had this massive windstorm that were like hurricane speed winds. Hurricane wind speeds? Is that the right, how do I say that? The winds were just as strong as like hurricane winds. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Luckily, we didn't lose any trees in our yard, but my neighborhood probably lost 50 trees. It was just a shit show. I'll post some photos and videos of that because I had a lot. And we didn't have, oh my god, I forgot about that. Because of the windstorm, we didn't have power for like 48 hours or something like that in my house. In October of 2020, I got COVID, the Rona. I still have no idea where I got it from because everyone tested negative that I was in contact with. But then unfortunately, I gave it to my stepdad, who then tested positive a week later. So we were quarantined for like 3 weeks, and that sucked. I was really sick and it hit me hard. And I have like a vlog of me being sick. I'll put like one of those little cards right here so you guys can go watch that. But yeah, that's when I had it, and I was pretty sick. But yeah, in October, I also was kind of going through a rough patch with school and what I wanted to do with the rest of my life and what I was doing now and whether or not I liked what I was doing now and all this stuff. And I didn't like school because I wasn't interested in any of the classes that I was taking because I was really interested in my science classes, but I didn't want that to be my forever, I guess, but I wasn't interested in the classes that I was taking this fall, so I was just kind of going through a rough patch, but I eventually figured it out and got through it. You gotta persevere. November. What happened in November? Oh, the election. Yeah, November was my very first time voting, so that was pretty cool. What else? Oh, Thanksgiving. This Thanksgiving was the first Thanksgiving we had spent just the 4 of us and didn't spend it with any cousins or grandparents or anything like that. So it was just me, my brother, my mom, and my stepdad, and that was very interesting because we've never had such a quiet Thanksgiving before. Yeah, I think that's really all that happened in November. December. This was a pretty big month. December, I hit 10,000 followers on Instagram, which was pretty crazy because I started this year with I think like 1,200 followers on Instagram in January. But in my head, I was like, oh, it would be so cool to get to 10,000 followers on Instagram by the end of this year. I really thought it was going to be impossible to do because deep down I knew I could do it because I knew that I could create some stuff that I think people would enjoy seeing. But at the same time, I had like 1,200 followers at the beginning of the year. So to grow almost 9,000 followers in 1 year seemed pretty crazy to me. But yeah, December 9th was when I hit 10,000 followers on Instagram. I have 16.5 thousand followers on Instagram. That was just like pretty unreal to me because reaching that goal kind of validated what I was doing and really made me feel like I was creating stuff that people cared about, and it made me feel good. In December, I also started my LLC and become a business owner and created a product to sell. This December, we had Christmas. My grandma was able to come up for Christmas, which was super lucky and super nice because I don't know what it would be like without Christmas with my grandma. I would probably lose my mind. I love that lady. I also got a 4.0 this semester, but yeah, December was a pretty big month for me personally, but things started to get bad with COVID again, so things shut down. Not completely, but certain things shut down. But yeah, 2020 was a rough year for most of us, but I know that 2021 is going to be so much better, and I have hope for the year and the future and that good things are coming our way. Comment down below one of your goals for 2021 or something that you're excited for 2021, and comment down below something that you are grateful for in 2020. Even though it might have been a rough year for most of us, everyone has something to be grateful for that happened in 2020. If you liked today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok to keep up with more of my daily life. If you made it this far into the video, comment down below the champagne emoji because it's New Year, bitches. What do you guys do for New Year's? Are you a New Year's Eve person? I hate New Year's Eve, so I don't really get it. I think it's overrated, but comment down below if you're a New Year's Eve type of person. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye guys. Cheers to 2021, bitches. Good shit.